Happy Halloween, everyone! In honor of my favorite holiday, let's take a look at my favorite day during the 2 weeks we spend in Possum Springs, the Harfest celebration. Seriously, there are some great segments in Night in the Woods, but in my opinion, you just can't top Harfest. May puts on an awesome costume, there are some delightful minigames to play, and to top it all off, it ends with a lore-filled pageant that, as I covered in my previous video, explains the origins of the Black Goat and the Glimmer. There's just so much to like about it. So let's examine everything we know about Harfest. But before I go on, if you're looking for something spooky to listen to tonight, then you should check out the Deepman Files podcast. The Deepman Files podcast is a paranormal audio drama produced by my good friend Alex Clinton. A brand new episode just dropped today, written by and starring someone you're all quite familiar with, me. The episode takes place during the American Civil War and features an epic battle, some mild spice, demonic rituals, and Confederates getting what's coming to them. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then just follow the link down in the description box to check out the episode. Harfest is an annual celebration in Possum Springs, held every year on Halloween night. To clear up some confusion, Halloween does still exist in the Night in the Woods universe. Various characters do mention the spookiest of all days, so Harfest is just the way the people of Possum Springs choose to celebrate it. But if you'd like to read into this decision on a deeper level, I chalk it up to the fact that when you're in your late teenage years or an adult, Halloween takes work. You need to some extent, plan what you're going to do for it. You can't just throw on a costume and go out trick-or-treating like you did when you were a kid. Scheduling Harfest on Halloween removes that extra hassle, which is a welcome thing for busy YouTubing teacher dads like me. But even for kids, it has to be a fun event, something for them to look forward to after trick-or-treating. Honestly, I can't imagine that trick-or-treating lasts very long in Possum Springs anyway. It's a small town, small enough that I'd bet that most kids can canvass the streets and hit every house in a little over an hour or so. That's not much of a Halloween if you ask me. So all told, I think that Harfest is a smart way to celebrate the holiday for people of all ages. Now, let's get into some of the major attractions of Harfest. One of the biggest is the parade, which kicks off around the time May arrives in town center. During the parade, we see several dark silhouettes in costumes traveling down the road on floats of various sizes. Notably, this is the only time we get a look at the mayor of Possum Springs, who looks like this. The city council obviously takes top billing as far as the town's political players are concerned, but the mayor almost certainly has more authority than them, which does cause one to question whether or not he knows about or is involved with the cult of the Black Goat. Carnival-style games and thrill rides are also a big part of Harfest. May can visit a fortune teller and throw water balloons at the city council, both of which are activities that were added as part of the Weird Autumn Edition update. And on the morning of the event, the city council gets into an argument about whether or not to set up the hit record, a Ferris wheel that makes a regular appearance at Harfest. We never see the hit record in game, which leads me to believe that Colleen won this argument, but it's hard to say. It's definitely possible that it's off camera somewhere. In the same vein, it seems like Harfest puts quite a bit of stress on the locals. If you talk to Aunt Molly during the day, she'll be a bit more taciturn with May than usual, to the point where she'll remind her that she does have a gun. In the morning after, when May is trying to figure out what happened to Ide and the Harfest team, Molly says that she was up all night chasing bad leads and teenagers goofing off in the woods, which sounds incredibly frustrating. But of course, the most noteworthy part of Harfest is the pageant. The pageant is a play that tells the story of Possum Springs, about how it was founded by two brothers named John and Stephen. According to legend, they were fur trappers who were drawn to the area thanks to its namesake springs, but died after drinking well water that had been cursed by a witch. That's just a legend, though. As noted by B, the pageant is ahistorical, and has only become more inaccurate as the years have gone by. It's the bad remake that doesn't respect the original, as she puts it. I have a ton of thoughts on all this, and I think we might be able to use some of the play's content to point us towards the origins of the Black Goat and the Glimmer. So if you're interested, I'd recommend checking out this video from back in January. Now that we've covered Harfest as an event, let's talk about its importance in the story. The narrative structure of Night in the Woods is, well, unusual, to put it mildly. The inciting incident is somewhat debatable. Depending on how you interpret the game's use of the supernatural, it could be the discovery of the arm in front of the click-clack, or May returning home in general. No matter what your take is, however, there's really no way to view the evening's marquee moment, the kidnapping May witnesses outside of the old pickaxe, as anything other than a recurrence of the inciting incident. After 7 days of meandering and hanging out, it's the sight of Ide carrying off a poor, unsuspecting teenager that gives the back half of the game a cohesive mystery for May and her friends to follow. It's pretty fitting, if you ask me, that such a horrifying thing happens at the end of a spooky evening like Harfest. And that, my friends, is everything we know about Harfest. I hope you enjoyed this early, holiday-appropriate drop, and wish all of you a very happy Halloween. Feel free to share your plans for tonight and this weekend down in the comments. I myself am off to my parents' neighborhood, where I'll be taking my daughters trick-or-treating. My eldest is obsessed with Toy Story, so I'm Emperor Zurg, she's Buzz, my youngest is Woody, and my wife is Jessie. Thanks for watching. Huge shout out to Wolf.Godwin and Jordi Jaen Moreno, who provided the music for these videos and the art for my channel. To check out both of these incredibly talented creators, just follow the links down below in the description box. Big shout out to all my Silver and Gold tier YouTube channel members and Patreon subscribers, including James Pruitt, Corey Matson, Gustavo Balabi, Lil Caesar, Reed, Bethonian, and Faith G, who get early access to these videos thanks to donations of $5 to $10 a month. See you guys next time!